Hi everyone, it's Trans Awareness Week this week, and your LGBT plus network chairs at KCOSU are here to talk to you about some steps towards being a trans ally. You can also head over to our social media and to KCOSU social media as well to find the Trans Solidarity Pledge, which you can sign as a member of a student group or a leader of a student group. So one step of trans allyship that I wanted to share with you today is to not make assumptions about people's gender. You can't simply look around the room and decide that someone looks trans and therefore is trans because trans people do not have a certain look.
Another way that you can be a trans ally is by respecting the terminology that people use to describe their identity. Not everyone chooses to be identified in one way, and so it's important to find out how people want to be identified and referred to in order to respect them.
Another step towards being a trans ally would be to regularly ask about people's pronouns and make it a norm to share your own as well.
Another way that you can be a trans ally is by respecting the facilities that people choose to use in accordance with their gender identity. For example, here at King's, we have gender neutral toilets, and it's important that us as students don't police people depending on where people choose to go.
Another step towards trans allyship would be to respect people's preferred names. So while someone who has recently come out as trans may not have changed their accounts to include their preferred name, that does not mean that you should be using their previous name or their dead name. It would also be great to ask and clarify what name they prefer for you to use.
So some people refer to themselves as transgender, others refer to themselves as non-binary or genderqueer. So it's important to find out how people want to be referred to so that you are talking to them correctly and so that they feel respected.
Another step towards trans allyship would be to respect trans people in all interactions and do not ask any invasive questions regarding genitalia, appearances, or medical transitioning. It's not appropriate to ask a cisgender person about their genitalia or medical procedures, so why would you ask a trans person?
As an ally, it's important to understand your own limits and seek out educational resources to broaden your knowledge. It's better to do the research than to say something incorrect and hurt someone's feelings.
Some trans people feel comfortable to share their gender history whilst others do not. So one thing to do to be a trans ally would be to respect people's rights to confidentiality and do not share their identity or their gender history without their permission.
At KCLSU, we have a zero tolerance policy regarding transphobia and discrimination. You are able to report such incidents via our complaints procedure.
Thank you so much for listening, and follow us on Instagram at KCOSU LGBT Network, and make sure they also follow KCOSU events and KCOSU and check the KCOSU website to stay tuned for any events coming up during Trans Awareness Week.
And feel free to contact us if you have any issues or questions.
LGBT@kcosu.org. Thank you. Enjoy Trans Awareness Week.